So, not the usual surroundings today, back at Mom's place, but regardless, this backpack will get done this week. First up today, I'm going to deal with the top of the bag here, and I want to get a zipper, a nice long one that goes all the way around the outside. It's a little bit hidden, and that's where the lining can zip into. I made myself a marking on the inside of where I want to cut it to. Right there. Draw that in. Familiarize myself with some new machines here. Maybe I trim it a little bit. Hold on. Get a little bit closer. Just not the same using her machines, you know? Now on with the zipper. I only need half of it. Pin this thing on. This first stitch here is just to hold the zipper down. I hate to say it, but this is actually a much nicer machine than I have. And now I need to double fold it in to create that extra flap that sits over top. First 2, then 3. And I'm just kind of making this up as I go, so fingers crossed it all works out for me. So that's what it feels like having a decent iron. Roll number 2. And I gotta push things a little bit because this is right on the edge where the batting is on the inside. The zipper is in behind here. So I'm gonna draw myself some markers because I essentially need to do a stitch right around the inside. Moving on to the liner, and it was quite the bag the last time, so this time I'm going to put interfacing on the lining to give it a little bit more structure. 12 inches for the one front panel, 24 makes it 2, to 5, that's one side panel, 29, plus another 5, 34. Okay. But also, can't forget to do my one panel for the bottom. Trim, trim, trim. And I've gone right to the edge here. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, come on. There we go. Press this right onto the outside, my lining fabric. What kind of odd sounds are those? Oh boy. I am getting a little fancy with how I make this lining again, so I'm going to add 2 inches at the top here that doesn't have interfacing. Go ahead and trim this all out. And so from here, all I gotta do is trim out my rectangles, serge them together. Editing corner, I think you know where I'm going with this. This is the bit where I want to get fancy again with how I sew in my zipper. So measure it out and pin it on upside down because I'm going to stitch it on first. And the purpose of this stitch is just to hold the zipper in place first. This lining fabric here is quite slidey. I'm a philanderer of sewing machines because it's not that I'm using this other one, it's the fact that I now have the desire to upgrade and get a new one, you know? Oh, and the reverse just, as opposed to mine where I basically just have to pull it backwards. Press that out a little bit so it sits flat. Now I'm going to take this zipper, fold it over like that, and then fold it back again, like so. And then slow and steady still, run a stitch along. So it didn't quite turn out like I had planned. Essentially the goal was to encase the zipper on both sides so that there wasn't a raw edge showing. There's sort of this loose flap here, and then I have this white seam showing. It's okay, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, this side is hidden. This is what I'll see. What really matters is whether or not this lining fits in here. So let me stuff that in now. Tuck that flap back over top. All things considered, I think that's turned out quite nicely. Last step is putting in this hook here. I'm going to roll this around, put that in and through, like so. Clip that in. If this is rolled roughly as far as it's going to go to here, I think I can trim this off about here. Give the end a quick zigzag stitch here to make sure it doesn't unravel on me. Now in order to make this of a variable length though, I'm going to put 3 snaps along here. They are 1.5 inches apart. Okay. Now moving to the basement where Mom does have a little bit of a moody workshop going on. I'm a little jealous of this whole setup, but story for another time. I've got work to do. I'm going to use a nail and hammer just to punch a little hole through. Stick this baby through. This is the side that gets shown. All right, come on through. There we go. Now put this other piece underneath. Use my little tool here to fasten this baby on. Alright, okay, good. That's, oh, hey, hold on, that didn't do anything. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, the best one yet. Now the bits on the other side, so 1/2 inch, 2, boom. Okay, repeat the process. Why are you doing me dirty? Please come on through. And then that goes there. Come on. I gotta put something hard underneath. It's coming too far through. Steel axe underneath, huh? Oh, come on. All right, new experiment. All right, and then I got a little screw here, which is the perfect size of that little divot in the back there. Let's see. This worked yesterday. Why is it not working today? I gotta think for a second. So I ended up putting the screw in the wood, which gives it more of a solid foundation. And that's pretty solid on there. All right. I realized the problem. I went up a size in these, but the nib on the end of this thing is still for one size down, so makes it a bit more challenging. Snap these onto there. Look at that, a little bit of gold detailing. I can close it up. Last final step, waxing this thing. And I'm gonna try to be as even and consistent as possible. I find that is très important. And I'm doing 100% beeswax as well. I'm not putting any paraffin wax in there. I want this to be a little bit softer in its final finish. All right, and into the dryer goes. 2 pillowcases, of course. 60 minutes. Next, this thing should be done. So it seems I have been taking my industrial grade dryers at my apartment for granted. I've put this thing through the dryer twice and the wax did not soak in. Took it into town to laundromat, hoping they'd be a little bit more intense there. Still not enough. So now I'm doing it with the hair dryer. And I'm having to do it in stages so I don't burn this thing out. So give it a few minutes, I'll be back at it again. Took a while, but the bag is finally done, and I'm really happy with what I've made. So Editing Corn, give us one more song and let's take a moment to appreciate what I've done.
This is the music department.